All right, you guys, what's going on? This your boy Town. So, decided to get one last stream in before I shut it down. But nevertheless, got to get that logo. Got to get that logo going. But nevertheless, so I want to talk about a potential fight. Now, nothing's set in stone. This is just a rumor. Now, keep in mind, this is just a rumor. You know, this is just something that's been floating around the boxing circuit. And it's kind of funny. This all started when Terrence Crawford was on the Breakfast Club, after, basically demolishing Errol Spence. Now, the Errol Spence fans is about to have a hissy fit if this turns out to be true, because this is actually the fight that Al Heyman really had in store for Errol Spence. This was supposed to be his retirement fight, but everything didn't go according to Al's plan. Al's plan. Al's plan. But, he told Errol Spence not to take that fight. But this was the exit strategy for Errol Spence to fight Keith Thurman, beat Keith Thurman, hopefully, and then fight Canelo. Now, it's been proven that Canelo was part of the package um, for Errol Spence the first time he came. Well, actually, Errol Spence was included in the first package for Canelo when he fought on the PBC card, when he basically beat Caleb Plant. They offered him a package that included, um, I think it was both of the Charlo brothers and Errol Spence. But then Canelo went back to the zone. So they were trying to get Canelo to fight Errol Spence, but because of a situation that was within Errol Spence's control, he basically couldn't handle himself outside of boxing. He found himself in peculiar situations that he shouldn't have been in. Another situation of a dude that's not really from the streets wanting to be from the streets. You know, and we all know what happened with Errol Spence and the other dude. But we'll leave that alone. But if this fight happens and Terrence Crawford pulls this off and he defeats Canelo, if he goes up to 168, no no politics involved, and he beats Canelo fair and square. Oh, appreciate the donation. And if he beats, I'm talking about if Terrence Crawford goes up to 168 and he defeats Canelo and becomes undisputed in the third weight class. Terrence Crawford is the greatest fighter that ever lived. And Floyd can take his 50-0 and shove it. It's nothing Floyd can do. It's nothing that anybody can do. Terrence Crawford is the greatest fighter that ever lived. He is the GOAT. And people going to say, well, wait a minute, Town. Floyd already went through Canelo Alvarez. And Canelo lost to Dimitri Bivol. It's the fact that Terrence Crawford would have moved up 3 weight classes to beat Canelo. That would be the true definition of pound for pound. Now, as far as Canelo go, well, this is typical of Canelo. Going from one Charlo, making him go up 2 weight classes, then gonna make the other Charlo brother go up a weight class, who then fought once in 2 years. Another dude that fought once in a year. But Canelo refuses to fight David Benavidez. He doesn't want to fight the dude under no circumstances. So this would be a cherry pick on Canelo's part. Once again, you would be making a dude who's never fought at 168, 160, or 154 go up and wait to fight you. So that would just say a lot about Canelo. But I've been saying this about Canelo. Canelo ain't who they made this dude out to be. Canelo doesn't fight any and everybody. That's a damn lie, and people know it's a lie. Now, before you come on here and say that we hate no Canelo because he's Mexican and all that stuff, you can take that bullshit and shove it up your ass. Ain't nobody hating on Canelo because he's Mexican, because if that's the case, then I guess me criticizing Shakur Stevenson and Errol Spence because they're black because of some of their antics, is criticizing other black fighters because of their antics, Tank and everything. These are all black fighters, I guess. So what does that make me? What, a coon? Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Stop it. Ain't nobody going for that. I'm not like these other dudes where you try to use these terminologies to try to make me feel guilty. Just like I don't pay attention to these dizzy Lizzy women that be coming up with these terminologies to make men feel bad if they hold them accountable for some of their actions and call them out on some of their actions. Oh, you're being sassy. Oh, what type of man argues with a well, shut the fuck up. I ain't trying to man, shut up. So shut up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that stuff, man. No, it's going in one ear and out the other. That kind of stuff don't work on me. That reverse psychology stuff don't work on me. That's just real talk. Real talk. So I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that right now. If Terrence Crawford if he defeats Canelo Alvarez and becomes undisputed at a third weight class, nah, he the GOAT. I know some of the Ali fans ain't gonna like it. I know some of the Sugar Ray Leonard fans ain't gonna like it. I know some of the Floyd Mayweather fans ain't gonna like it. I know some of the man, I'm just telling you that right now. Cesar Chavez fans, even though I thought Cesar Chavez was extremely overrated for, but you know, it is what it is. Now, Bud the GOAT. That's almost it's almost non-debatable. It's almost non-debatable because you asking this dude to go up 3 weight classes to fight this dude. Not have one fight at junior middleweight, not have one fight at middleweight, but to ask him to go up 3 weight classes and try to fight Canelo, a dude that's fought as high as 175. Nah, Bud is the GOAT. Bud is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. That'll be something that nobody has ever done. Undisputed in 3 weight classes. And in the 4 belt era. And actually, if you want to include the Ring Magazine belt, five, man, come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. But yeah, the Errol Spence Brigade, they're gonna be somewhere, like I said, punching the air and stuff. If this happens, Bud get that fight. It don't even matter at this point if Bud loses to Canelo because he would be expected to lose. But it would look bad on Canelo because once again, Canelo fought a dude who never fought at 154 or 160 to say the least, but you accepted a fight. That just says a lot about Canelo. And I've been trying to say Canelo don't have the mental capacity that people makes him believe he have or people thinks he has. Nah, Canelo ain't what they made him out to be, because even when he beat Sergey Kovalov at 175, and a lot of people thought that fight was suspect, and then when he lost to Dimitri Bivol, everybody was appreciate the donate. And then even when he lost to Bivol, they was asking him about Beterbiev, and he got, I mean, he froze up. He know better than to go fight Arthur Beterbiev. Canelo has never fought the best guy in any weight class that he was in. He's never went after the best guy. He went after the best guy that fit his style. No, never went after the best fighter. Say what you want to say. Demetrius Andrade would have gave Canelo fit. Styles make fights. He underestimated Bivol because what happened is with Bivol, I guess Bivol didn't follow the script. You know, Bivol came there to actually win. And, you know, one nigga, he got mad at me because we was having a debate. We was having a debate, and he got an attitude. He got an attitude over the Canelo and Bivol fight. A lot of people. And then this dude tried to call me a liar when everybody knows leading up to that fight, Canelo versus Bivol, wasn't most people picking Canelo to beat Bivol. A lot of people were picking Canelo to win that fight, which I was like, if that fight is on the up and up, Canelo gonna get washed. And then I said something, and then I said something else. The dude got a little attitude about, like, I don't fuck with people like that, where you get an attitude if somebody give a difference of opinion. All I said was, Bibble had the opportunity to possibly stop Canelo. If he would have turned up the heat a little bit more, he might have been able to stop Canelo. But, people got attitudes, but people got attitudes. So, I don't deal with people like that. I'm not bringing people on here, they get an attitude, or you try to have a discussion with them. They try to tell you, oh, I'm right, you're wrong because I say so. Nah, I don't do that kind of stuff. And they can take it however they want. A lot of people were picking Canelo to beat Bibble, and only because they thought that it was going to be some politics involved, because which to a certain degree they was, because if you look at the scorecards, I think two of the three judges gave Canelo like the first 4 rounds, which I've said this on several occasions. When you fight Canelo, you automatically down 3 to 4 rounds from the opening bell. But Bibble was so dominant in the fight, Bibble was so dominant towards Canelo in the fight, they couldn't find a way to get out of not giving Bibble that fight. Everybody that saw that fight, that was honest, thought at best Canelo may have won 3 rounds. A lot of people had Canelo maybe winning. You would be reaching if you said Canelo won 4 rounds in that fight. I think I had it 9 rounds to 3 for Bibble. I'm talking about it. I never saw a fight that easy to score. That fight was so easy to score that fight. It was so easy to score that fight. I'll be there next week. Mark, I need you to link to one of my videos. Could you link a schedule of the Super Bowl activities? Because I'm gonna try to cover the Super Bowl too. Well, at least some of the activity. Okay, well, Marquise, that's fine too. Well, that's what I was saying. You would be really generous to say Canelo won 4 rounds versus Bibble. You would be generous. You would be kind of reaching. But I think they all had Bibble winning, like, I think all 3 of the judges had Bibble winning 7 rounds to 5 versus, like, I'm trying to figure out what 5 rounds Canelo won in that fight. Canelo got washed. He got washed in that fight. But that's what I'm saying. Canelo has never fought the best guy available. He fought the best guy that he thought would fit his style. It's the difference between saying, hey, I want the best guy out there, I want to challenge his style, versus my style is going to equal a great fight. I want the best fights out there. No, see, that's Devin Haney. Devin Haney is trying to find the best fights out there, style-wise. He's not worried about you being a big puncher. Like I said, Canelo has never fought the best guy in any division. When he beat Sergey Kovalev, you see he didn't want no parts of Benavidez. A guy that Benavidez knocked out allegedly in the amateurs twice. I can't find the footage, so that's allegedly. Until I find the footage, I can't find the footage of the amateurs when Arthur Benavidez allegedly knocked out Sergey Kovalev. Canelo never fought the best guy. He never fought the best guy at super middleweight. For the most part, we can all agree that the best super middleweight, not named Canelo, is in all likelihood David Benavidez. Well, he's reluctant to fight him. You make an argument that Demetrius Andrade was the best middleweight. When he was at 154, he didn't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. Doesn't matter that Demetrius Andrade got beat up by David Benavidez. I mean, it is what it is. Styles make fights. David Benavidez was a better man that night. And it just goes to show you his growth over the years. And I think that's what scares Canelo. David Benavidez is going to be a very difficult fight for Canelo. And, and I was talking on the phone to some dude, and he was sitting up saying that he didn't think that David Benavidez was all that. I was just like, okay, stop it. I just said, all right, I got to go. I didn't even feel like hearing that baloney. The person that ain't all that is Canelo. He the one that ain't all that. Mark, send it to the videos. Link it to the videos because it's kind of hard to go back and find this stuff on the live. Just link it to one of the videos. But I'll be there covering the Super Bowl activities as well as the other stuff. Yeah, of course, Benavidez is, but that's what I'm saying about Canelo. People don't see, it's a difference between being a reporter and then doing boxing media and then being a fanboy. When you really go to these fights and you really talk to people, you really do your research, and I watch footage of boxing all the time. I look at old school fights. I look at fights from a couple of years ago, the current fights. And like I said, I actually do my research. And if you look at Canelo, look at Canelo's his box wreck. Look at the dudes he's fought. He's never fought the best guy in any division that he was in. He's never did that. So it wouldn't be out of the ordinary for him to fight somebody like Terrence Crawford. And he would only be fighting Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford is smaller than him. And he feel like he would have the advantage. And once again, it would look like Canelo is, weight bullying somebody. He's made it very clear he doesn't want to fight David Benavidez. He isn't going to fight David Benavidez, and he's not going to fight Jaime Munguia because people would be like, wait a minute, dude. You said you ain't fighting no Mexicans. Well, Jaime Munguia is flat out Mexican. That's as Mexican as you can get. He from Tijuana, Baja, California. I do not understand that whole thing with Baja, California, Mexico. And you could drive to Baja, Tijuana, California, Mexico, but it's crazy. I don't know if that's California property or it isn't California property. I got a couple of Mexicans that I know told me that it isn't, and then some said it is. So, but Jaime Munguia is as Mexican as you can get. So that wouldn't even make no sense. But we all knew that Canelo was just throwing his name out there to try to set up the Charlo fight. And then he's going to fight Bud allegedly in September. So if he does do that, that's going to tell you all you need to know about Canelo. That's going to tell you all you need to know about Canelo. I've been saying this about this dude for years. Yeah, Canelo is a good fighter. He's a great fighter. But at the end of the day, he's used the same formula that Floyd Mayweather has used. Fight the guy that best suits your style. Don't fight the best guy out there. Canelo has emulated Floyd Mayweather to the T. He saw what Floyd did, and he duplicated it. Except you know what I'm saying? He's just a different nationality than Floyd. People just got to say this kind of stuff because people are just scared to say this kind of stuff. I don't care, man. Just like I made that video about Shakur Stevenson, man. Shakur Stevenson, like I said, he embarrassing himself, and he embarrassing us black folks. Enough with the pity party, dude. Get over it. You'll be okay. Just keep fighting. Just keep fighting, bro. You'll be okay. You just gonna have to suck it up. We all have to, man. We all then went through our trials and tribulations. You already know boxing has politics involved, politics. That's why they keep telling you boxing is a business. But yeah, it like I said, if Bud pulls this off, man, how can you not say Bud is the greatest fighter that ever lived? I thought he was close to it anyway, but if Bud goes up to 168 and he beat Canelo, how could you argue that he isn't? I think Mark, I think Shakur is just going through some stuff. I think he's gonna snap out of this. I think Shakur is gonna snap out of this. And if Shakur, you get mad listening to this video, it's just tough love, little man. Just tough love, little brother. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean by little man by, you know what I'm saying, you smaller than me, but it's just tough love, dude. That ain't a good look at all. Oh yeah, well that's what I'm trying to say. Bud is the GOAT. Nah, Bud, I'm sorry, Chase. If Bud go up to 168 and he beat Canelo and he become undisputed in a third weight class, that has ever, never, ever been done. And it's the four belt era. Nah, Bud the GOAT. It ain't even Bud is the GOAT. Bud is the GOAT. Nobody's ever done that. If he go up to 168 and he find a way to do the unthinkable and beat Canelo, yeah, Bud the GOAT. It ain't top three, it ain't top two. Nah, Bud is the GOAT. I don't even see how you could argue. I don't see how nobody could make an argument arguing against that. Yeah, but Sugar Ray Robinson, listen, I respect Sugar Ray Robinson because Sugar Ray Robinson fought like 12 times in 1 year. But he's not, and he fought in multiple weight classes, but he ain't never been undisputed in three weight classes. That was amazing. Sugar Ray Robinson, if you look at Sugar Ray Robinson's box rec, yeah, Sugar Ray Robinson fought like 12 times in 1 year. You could barely get a dude to fight twice in 1 year. Um, see, that's the thing. I that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. Would Bud be able to get a decision over Canelo? Because Canelo is going to try to control everything in negotiations. And that would be the problem. Could Bud, like I said, win a decision? But if they was to get this fight negotiated, Bud got a little juice now. So Bud got a little bit of juice now. Bud would have to ask for Bud if Canelo get to try to play games and wait pimp Bud, then Bud should be like, okay, well, I get to pick the judges. Why can't you put Bud in the same class with Floyd Mayweather? Bud's undefeated. And the difference between and the difference between Bud and Floyd Mayweather, Bud is willing to fight any and everybody. You know, Floyd didn't go on the Chipotle tour. You know, Bud insisted on fighting Errol Spence, who he thought was the best guy out there, who he thought was the best welterweight out there, not named him. So that's the difference between Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford believed in himself, and Terrence Crawford didn't have no problem with a brother getting a payday. So that's the difference between Bud and Floyd Mayweather. So, you know, that's just Floyd Mayweather fanboyism. Here, here we go with that Boots. Why don't Errol Spence go fight Boots? I didn't explain this. I'm not finna do this Boots groupie stuff. I'm not finna entertain that today because at the end of the day, Boots don't bring nothing to the table. He doesn't bring nothing to the table. It's not. What does he bring to the table? Who is Boots' fault? No, I'm just. Well then, tell Boots. Okay, well then tell Errol to go fight Boots. Bud has earned the right to fight who he wants to fight. Boots don't have a big enough name. He don't have a big enough resume, and that's the thing. Is people gonna pay? That's the thing. Is people gonna feel? Here's the thing. Bud and Canelo can fill up Allegiant Stadium. Bud and Canelo could fill up pretty much any arena. They could Bud versus Canelo could fill up Cowboy Stadium. Bud versus Canelo could fill up Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Bud versus Canelo could fill up Allegiant Stadium, which in all likelihood, that's where the fight would be. That's the difference between Bud and Boots. I shouldn't have to keep explaining this. Can Boots sell out his hometown? So at the end of the day, Boots ain't there yet. Boots ain't never fought on pay-per-view. He's never, it's just a lot of things that go along to it. Boots has hardly headlined his own fights. Boots ain't even fighting in full. Boots is not even headlining full-fledged arenas as the headliner. So that's the difference between Terrence Crawford fighting Boots. Yeah, it would make a good fight, but money-wise, Bud is at the point where he needs big fights and he should get big lucrative fights. Fighting Boots would be going backwards. It's not that he ducking. It's the same thing. It's the same. I'll give you an example. Okay. If miraculously the Ryan Garcia fight becomes available for Devin Haney, in all likelihood, you're going to have to go with Ryan Garcia over Adrian Broner because it's more lucrative and as far as stature go, it's a better fight. Adrian Broner is a dude that's like, you can make an argument that his best years is behind him, but it would be a nice hurrah, a nice payday because you put it in the right spot, it's going to sell out. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He did. He's fought at Madison Square Garden. He's been able to draw over 11,000 at Madison Square Garden. He fought at the T-Mobile Arena and had like 14, 15,000 to see him fight Errol Spence. He had 17,000 to see him fight in Omaha, and then he sold out to Mandalay Bay. 12,000 tickets. So yeah, Bud can sell out. It's the difference between being a ballroom fighter, a small venue fighter, and an arena fighter. Bud is at that level. Bud been fighting in full-fledged arenas for years now. And that's all I'm trying to say about Boots. I'm trying to explain this to you. Like I said, can Boots sell out? Can Boots sell out the Spectrum right now? Could Boots get 18,000 people at the Wells Fargo Arena? Could he get at least 13,000 people if he decided to fight in the arena where Temple University play their home games at? See, that's the difference. Well, Damien, I'll just put it to you this way, Damien. I've been sworn to secrecy. Can't say what's going on. I got the phone call. I know what's going on. So when I get the clearance, when I get the clearance, you guys will know. But I know exactly what's going on. Well. See, here's the thing. Ryan came out of this looking real stupid. Ryan made a fool of himself when he took that parting shot at Devin Haney, talking about go sell your 30,000 pay-per-views to fight Rashidi Ellis, and you sold barely 7,000 tickets in Houston, Texas, a highly populated Mexican area, and you couldn't even get 10,000 people to come see you fight. So there you have it. But yeah, appreciate you guys. I got to get some rest, but yeah, Bud beats Canelo. He's the GOAT. I'm out.